Hello, welcome back to Toppers Academy. In this video, we'll cover the most important April 2026 current affairs MCQ, carefully selected for NPSC, UPSC, NSSP, and all other kinds of competitive exams. Stay till the end to test your preparation and boost your score. And also for your information, even if you listen to this video while working, while cooking, will help you. So let's start. Question number one. SIRN, the recipient of IARI Innovative Farmer Award 2026, is noted for practicing option A, B, C, and D. Option B, high-tech hydroponic farming in urban Kohima. All right. So SIRN is recognized for his sustainable approach to hill agriculture, where he successfully integrated field crops like horticulture, beekeeping. All right. So what is known as beekeeping? It is called the apiculture. Okay. So sometimes this question is also asked in the exam. What is the study of beekeeping known as? It is known as apiculture, or sometimes what is apiculture known as? Right? It is beekeeping. Okay. Nagaland recorded the highest forest loss in India between 2013 and 2023. Which of the following is a primary administrative hurdle for conservation in India? Okay, so option B is the correct answer. Over 95% of the forest area is under community and private ownership. All right, so as you all know, in Nagaland, the State Forest Department, all right, SFD, controls less than 5% of the total forest area, right? Because of largely community-owned land, implementing the state-led conservation policies and administrative control is significantly more challenging than in states where the government owns the majority of forest land in northwestern part of India or southern part of India. All right. So here, as we see, 95% are controlled by community and only 5% are owned by state forest department SFD. Okay. Nagaland has faced exclusion from Kampa funds despite the disbursement of 5,800 CR to other states. This exclusion is primarily attributed to the interpretation of, we know, Article 370. It's not the option. It has to do with Jammu and Kashmir, sixth schedule of the Constitution. It has to do with other thing, division of power, then inner line permit regulations. It has nothing to do with this one. So ultimate one is Article 371A, right? So Article 371A is a special provision given to the Nagaland, and especially this is specifically to do with the land and its resources. All right, its resources, the land and its resources. Okay. So what is mean by Kampa? All right, it means compensatory afforestation fund management and legal planning authority. All right. So the legal and administrative interpretation of how central environment funds apply to community-owned land under this article has led to deadlock in receiving Kampa. Okay, so compensatory afforestation fund management and planning authority funds. All right. Question number 4, the Nagaland Beekeeping and Honey Mission, NBHM, recently partnered with which entity to strengthen the beekeeping sector? Okay, so option B, the ICICI Foundation. It was signed on February 28, 2026. Researchers, question number 5, recently discovered the new freshwater fish species, Glytophorax centimerani and Oryctes eleni, in which district, right? So the correct answer is option C, which is Mokokchung. Okay. Under which of the Indian Constitution the article governs the appointment of a governor of state, right? So the correct option is option B, Article 155. So why is this one in question? Is this a current affairs? You know, Nagaland recently got a new governor, all right? We have a newly appointed governor, Nand Kishore, right? So, you see, this question is asked in the this current affairs April, just because appointment of new governor Nand Kishore for Nagaland was in news. All right. So different types of questions may also be asked in the exam. That Nand Kishore may not be directly asked, but since a new appointment of governor is recently in the news, his related article may also be asked in the exam. Okay, so whatever is in the news, be ready in every dimensions, like political dimensions, social dimensions, constitutional dimensions, economical dimensions. All right. So another probable question may be Nand Kishore belongs to which state? The newly appointed governor of Nagaland. All right, he belongs to Bihar. All right. According to the Nagaland Economy Survey 2025-26, the state's GSDP for 2024-2025 provisional stands at option C, from 45,134 crore. All right. So for your information, the state's economy was rupees 19,524 crore in 2015 and 2016. It has expanded to 45,134 crore. All right. So within a span of 10 years, it has expanded from 19,000 to 45,134 crore. All right. So under the Viksit Nagaland, or we call it Nagaland, Develop Nagaland 2047, we are targeting 60 billion. Okay, 60 billion state GSDP. All right. Which sector remains the key pillar of Nagaland economy, providing livelihood to the majority of the population? It's very easy: agriculture and allied sector. The Nagaland Institute of Transformation, inaugurated in March 2026, is designed to function as option B is the correct answer, state level think tank for policy planning. All right. What is the think tank of central government? It's Niti Aayog, right? Niti Aayog. So the state level think tank for policy planning is known as Nagaland Institute of Transformation, which was inaugurated in March 2026. The 9th Northeast Youth Festival 2026 was held under the theme, very important for your exam, okay? Ashtak Lakshmi. What does this theme represent? Okay, so the answer is option C. The 8 northeastern states and their collective progress. All right. So Ashtalakshmi is a term often used to refer to the 8 northeastern states of India. Okay, so the theme celebrates the collective strength, youth energy, and progress of 8 northeastern states. Right? And how many workers from Nagaland are currently registered on the National eShram portal? You might want to know what is eShram portal. All right, it is usually used for the unorganized workers. Example: those who are working in the masonry, those who are working as a painter. All right, those who are working as a inquiry, something like that. Okay, so these people are all unorganized sector. So the government is trying to bring them under the organized sector. Okay, so it is option C, 2.42 lakh. Okay, 2.42 lakh, or in real number, 2,42,339. All right, 2,40,339. In short, 2.42 lakh. The Kushal Boot program initiated by CERT and NDSE aims to, option B is the correct answer, teach Sanskrit in primary schools. All right. So last time the government has introduced SSA, they have promoted the use of Hindi and Hindi language. All right. This time under the Kushal Boat program initiated by CERT and NBSE aims to teach Sanskrit in primary schools. All right. So this is aligned with NEP 2020. The Kaushal Boot program focuses on early exposure to it's not, it's for introduction of skill-based learning for class 6 and class 8. Okay, so sorry, the Kaushal Boot program. Okay, so it was initiated by certain NBSC, aims to introduce skill-based learning for class 6 and class 6 to class 8. All right. So the program focuses on exposure to vocational skills for middle school students. Okay, MSSS. All right, middle school students to improve future employability. A research team at Nagaland University developed a biodegradable biopolymer, okay, PHB, using bacteria isolated from option B, all right, traditional, fish waste disposal sites, okay, fish waste disposal sites. What is the primary objective of TB Mukh Bharat 100 Day campaign launched by Health Minister? Option is to accelerate the elimination of tuberculosis through intensified detection. All right. So you make a note on TB Mukh Bharat. All right. You can add this one under your essay or GS paper 2 when you're writing about the health, when you're writing about mental health. Okay. When you're writing about anything, and you can also study Nasha Mukh Bharat. Okay. Nasha Mukh Bharat. What is Nasha? Drug. All right. Mukh means uh, reduction. Okay. Nasha Mukh Bharat Abhiyan. All right. Free drug campaign. All right. Free drug campaign. Nasha Mukh Bharat. All right. So Nasha Mukh Bharat is also important. You need to know TB Mukh Bharat. You also TB free India, which means okay. So to accelerate the elimination of tuberculosis through intensified detection. The Nagaland Jan Vishwas Amendment Bill 2026 aims to improve ease of doing business, all right, by option B, decriminalizing minor offenses and reclassifying them as civil violations. Okay, so the bill replaces criminal penalties like imprisonment for small technical violations and monetary fines with monetary fines. So this reduces the legal burdens on citizens and businesses while maintaining accountability for serious crimes. Nagaland has been allocated rupees 3,880 crore for the Pride of Hills component under which scheme, right? It was recently in news, Nagaland Post, Morung Express, and everywhere. It's even in YouTube, Hornbill TV, and everywhere. Okay, so it was done under SASKI, Special Assistance to States for Capital Investment. All right. So sometimes schemes like this, you need to know the amount 3,880. One time, the NPSC has asked for which or how many amount has been apportioned for Menriga in the budget 2013-2014. All right. So the correct answer was during the time 48,000 crore. All right. So some components, okay, some components like Pride of Hills or Menriga or anything, try to remember the name of the budgetary allocation. Okay, so in this case of Pride of Hills, 3,880. And you see, what is the purpose of SASKI 2026-27 fiscal year? It is specifically targeted at hill states to help bridge infrastructure gaps caused by difficult geographical terrain. Okay, so let's see how the government use the amount for any infrastructural development in our own districts. All right. Yose Chase from Visema village was conferred the Northeast Sunstar Award 2026 for option B, selfless service towards preserving indigenous Angami Naga faith and culture, which with reference to Rail 1 recently seen in the news, consider the following statement. Okay. Option D is the correct answer. 1, 2, and 3. It is a super app developed by the Center for Railway Information Systems. It allows for booking of unreserved tickets and platforms tickets in addition to reserved ones. And the app crossed the milestone of 5 lakh ticket bookings per day within 8 months for its launch. All the statements are correct. Okay. Which of the following best describes the double inflation method adopted in the new GDP base year of 2022-23? All right, so this was also recently in news because the last base year was 2010, 2011, 2000, no, sorry, 2000. 2011 and 2012, right? This was the previous base year, and this year we have adopted a new base year of 2022-23. All right, so different terminologies like double inflation is you need to know what is double inflation, okay? And double inflation, then we have uh, uh, economic terminology is known as single deflation or single deflator. Okay, so since the double inflation is currently in news, you need to know what is double inflation. You need to know what is single deflation. There are many economic terminologies of deflations. All right, and moreover, it is in the news. It is important for you to know. Okay. For example, last time they have asked questions on effective revenue deficit. All right, because it was recently in news. Okay, so likewise, even this year, double inflation may also be asked in the exam in prelims or mains for 1 or 2 marks. Okay, so make sure that you have a rough idea about what is double inflation or what is single deflation or deflator. All right, so the correct answer is option B. Okay, so deflating the value of output and the value of intermediate inputs separately. Regarding the census 2027, consider the following statements. The correct option is option B, 1 and 3. All right, so for the first time, the census will offer option for self-enumeration. Uh, the reference date for the majority of the country is 1st March 2027. All right. And the second option is wrong. The house listing and housing census phase 1 will be conducted in not 2027, but in Nagaland, we're going to conduct in 2026 July. Okay. However, for whole of India, it is expanded, okay, extended from March, from March to September. Okay, so it depends on the state where we want to conduct our first phase of house listing and housing census. So Nagaland, we have chosen July. All right. Okay, so for your information, census is of two phases. Okay, so the first phase is house listing and housing census. As you can see here, this is the first phase. All right. So during the first phase of house listing and housing census, all the amenities will be accounted. For example, whether your house is puka house or not, whether your house is made of bamboo, or whether your house is attached, or whether your house is made of woods or CGI sheet. Okay, so all those things will be accounted, and also the amenities, the basic essential amenities will be accounted. For example, whether you have essential basic water tap supply or not, whether you have tank for water storage or not, whether you have television or not, whether you have fridge or not. All right, so all those kinds of kitchen amenities, bedroom amenities will be accounted for during the housing census or house listing, which is known as which is conducted in phase 1. All right, so for Nagaland, we're going to conduct in July. And for phase 2, okay, the second phase is known as population enumeration. In short, we call it PE. All right, so here head to head count will be conducted, and it will be conducted in 2027 all over India in February and March. All right, so remember, a question may also be asked in the exam, these prelims and these mains about census. Okay, what is census? What are the two phases of census or something like that? All right, so be aware of it. The rail tech policy announced under the 52 reforms in 52 weeks initiatives included which of the following provisions, right? So the correct answer is option B. A dedicated portal for innovators to submit proposals through a digital end-to-end system. Okay, so a question may also be asked, which of the following ministry announced the 52 reforms in 52 weeks? All right, most probably it is the Ministry of Railway under the Rail Tech policy. Consider the following pairs of sports personalities and the Wakanda Stadium owners assigned to them. All right, so the correct answer is option A, 1 and 2. All right, Ravi Shastri, level 1, stand below press box, and 2, Dilip Sardasai gate number 3. All right. With reference to the EU Free Trade Agreement (FTA), which of the following sectors are excluded from the most favored nation benefits? Okay, so recently India and EU have signed an agreement, you know or not? Yes, it was recently in news. They call it mother of all trade. Okay, mother of all trade agreement, MOAT, by the European president. Right. So, which of the following sectors are excluded from the most favored nations benefit? Benefit FNF, MFN. All right. So MFN is also important. What is most favored nation? It means in economy or in a bilateral trade between two countries. All right. So F, MFN is extended to to the friendly countries. Okay. So after the Pahalgam attack, after the Uri attack by Pakistan, we have we have done away. Okay, we have cancelled MFN status to the Pakistan. All right, but before it was existed. Okay, so question number 23. The correct answer is option B. 1, 2, and 3. Soya bean, soya, and beef are excluded. Double taxation avoidance agreement. You need to know what is double taxation avoidance agreement. All right. So, for example, you are a Naga. Okay, you are a Naga. In the national terms, you are an Indian. Okay, and you have a company. All right, you have a company in Korea, South Korea. You have a company in South Korea. There, the Korean government is taxing you 1%. Okay, for example, or 10%, and even of your the Korean government is taxing 10% of your profit. And since you are an Indian nationality, even India is also taxing you 10%. This is known as double taxation because both the countries are um, taking tax from the same profit you are getting. So in order to avoid such kind of double taxation, a country sometimes entered into an agreement known as double taxation avoidance agreement, DTAA. All right, so you need to know what is DTAA. This is a probable question for both prelims and mains exam. And the licensing measures under GATE is also excluded from this most favored nation. All right. Okay, so question number 24. VSHORADS, Vostrats, missile system recently tested by DRDO is primarily designed. All right, the correct answer is option B, neutralizing high-speed aerial threats at short range. All right, it is a very short range air defense system. All right, VSHORADS stands for very short range air defense system, right? The Jivan Saurav Saman at the National Aerogya Fair 2026 award was conferred open option C Vaidya Sri PM Warrior. Okay. And consider the following statement regarding Project Keta in India. Okay, so the correct answer is option 1 and 3. Cheetahs were declared extinct in 1952. Very important. And the latest batch of 9 cheetahs were received from South Africa. Okay, this is wrong. It was received from Namibia. All right, it was received from Namibia. And the Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary has been used to house cheetahs to prevent over concentration. Here, things to remember here is Project Cheetah was launched in which year? You need to remember, right? Since it is in the news, there is many projects like Project Tiger, all right? It was launched in 1973 to protect the population of big cats, tiger. Okay, so we have Project Elephant, we have Project Hangul, we have Project Tiger. Okay, 1973. Then we have Project Cheetah. So there are many kind of projects which you need to know the year. All right, in which it was launched. All right. So Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which state? This is also important. Okay. So when you study something, study in such a way that you explore all kinds of possible questions that may be asked in the exam. Okay. All right. So, oh sorry, this Namibia, it came from Botswana, right? Botswana, yeah, Botswana and not South Africa. The Raisina Science Diplomacy Initiative launched during the 11th Raisina Dialogue is a joint effort of option B, Ministry of External Affairs and IIT Bombay, all right? No, it was launched by, I'm making a lot of mistakes, sorry. It was the joint effort of the Office of Principal Scientific Advisor and Observer Research Foundation, right? PSA and Observer Research Foundation. So the primary objective of PSS Office and ORF2 was to and is to integrate science and technology, all right? Science and technology into foreign policy. Okay. Which organization developed the 30 gigawatt wideband gap WBG based integrated drive system for electric vehicle? The correct answer is option B. Okay, CDEC Thiruvananthapuram in collaboration with IIT Madras and Lucas TVS. The aspirational blocks and districts and blocks partnership between Niti Aayog and JICA Phase 2 focuses on how many teams? The correct answer is option 6. All right, so JICA is also important when we see about the June cultivation. We often come across the word NEPED. All right, so NEPED is being implemented in Nagaland in collaboration with the JICA. JICA is an NGO based in Japan. All right. In the context of the new GDP series base year 2022-23, which of the following data sources is being used specifically to estimate private final consumption expenditure for road transport? The correct answer is option C, right? EVAN portal. Okay, I'm sure every one of you is aware of what is all about EVAN portal. Wait, it's always in the news. With reference to the visit of Canadian PM Mark Carney in 2026, consider the following statements, right? Option D is the correct answer. 1, 2, and 3. All of it are correct, okay? So Canada announced to join the International Solar Alliance. Now, you need to know how many countries have joined the International Solar Alliance. Last time it was 106 countries. Now, I don't remember the exact number of countries that have joined the International Solar Alliance. But my suggestion is you study, okay, how many countries have so far joined International Solar Alliance. A new India Parliament Friendship group was established and Canada joined the Global Biofuel Alliance again. All right. So you can use this kind of information, Biofuel Alliance, International Solar Alliance, all are very important for questions like sustainable development, pollution. All right. So all kinds of informations, as long as you are able to connect it into your answer, bring multiple dimensions into your answer, you'll get a good marks. All right. So these are important for your mains essay writing, GS paper 2 writing as well. The Cycling League of India is characterized by which of the following features? Right, option A is the correct answer. It is the world's first franchise-based road cycling league. Important, Aside. This one is important since it is the first in India. Each team must include 2 junior cyclists and 2 international riders with reference to proposed SEZ. What is SEZ? Special Economic Zones 2.0. All right, policy in India. Consider the following statement. The correct answer is option A. All right, statement A is correct. Statement 1 and 2 are correct. The committee is tasked with harmonizing multiple schemes, including SEZs, EOU, MOWR, Advanced Authorization, EPCG, and DFI, not just MOOWR. The committee's composition includes a broad range of departments, including Commerce, Customs, Niti Aayog, TPIC, CBIC, and the Department of Economic Affairs. Okay, So 1 and 2 are correct. Question number 34. The ESA and ISRO. What is ESA? Okay, it is the European Space Agency, and ISRO, okay, signed Indian Space Research Organization. Okay, ISRO signed recently in primary is primarily concerned with which of the following areas? The correct answer is option B, joint calibration and validation for Earth observation mission. All right. So the agreement titled ESA and ISRO arrangement concerning joint calibration and validation activities and scientific studies for Earth observation missions, we call it EOM, all right? Earth observation missions focused on scientific studies and data accuracy for Earth observation. This strengthened a partnership that dates back to 1978. Which of the following statements regarding BrahMos missile system is incorrect? Okay, very important. Option C. Indonesia is the first South Asian nation to acquire the system. All right, so this is wrong. Let's see. It is a joint venture between India and Russia, which is why it is known as BrahMos. What is Bra? All right, what is Bra? It is except from the word Brahmaputra and Mos. Okay, Mos is a river system in Russia. Okay, so it is a combination of two river names from different countries, Bra for Brahmaputra and Mos. I forgot, but it is also a name of a river in Russia. All right, it is the world's fastest supersonic cruise missile. Okay, cruise missile. So you need to know what is cruise missile. Different missiles are there. Okay, now don't get confused with it. And Indonesia, yes, of course, it has acquired, but it was Philippines. Okay, it was Philippines who first acquired the BrahMos missile from India in the deal that was made in the year early 2022. All right. Indonesia is actually the second Asian nation to acquire the BrahMos system. Consider the following statement regarding India's electronic manufacturing sector. Question number 36. Option B is the correct answer. All right. So the union budget increased the funding of electronic components manufacturing scheme ECMS to rupees 40,000 CR, and Tata Electronics has signed a strategic partnership with Niti Aayog to strengthen the domestic supply chain. All right. The avatar system recently in the news, very important, is described as option C. Okay, option C, an amphibious drone capable of both aerial and underwater operation. All right. So recently in the year 2021, the drone question was asked for 50 marks in essay in English paper. Okay, essay for English paper. So every topic is important for you. Okay, and the direct question of drone may not be asked, but it may ask in the military or modernization of Indian defense or any kind of questions. You can always include this kind of drones knowledge into your writing. All right. So what is meant by avatar? Avatar is amphibious vehicle for autonomous tactical aerial and aquatic reconnaissance. All right. This question may also be asked. Okay. Okay, so with reference to the joint military exercise Lamete 2026, consider the following. Okay, consider the following. Option D is the correct answer. All options are correct. It is a biennial training event between India and Seychelles. Um, the 2026 edition feature participation from all three services of Indian Armed Forces for the first time. The exercise focuses on sub-conventional operations in semi-urban environments, right? Question number 39. India has recently launched a structured pharmaceutical trade corridor to expand access to which region, right? So the correct answer is option B, Commonwealth of Independent States and Eurasia. The PB Sharp platform launched by Prasar Bharati is designed to provide, option B is the correct answer, logo-free daily news feeds to media organizations. Media organizations. So a shared PBSHABD is a shared audio visuals for broadcast and dissemination provides news in various formats like video, audio, text to media outlets. It will remain a free service until March 2027. Mission Karma Yogi is recently in the news, always in the news, often mentioned in the context of civil services, aims to shift the administrative approach, right? From option B is the correct answer, rule-based to role-based. So the partnership between Coursera, okay, Coursera is the name of an organization, and Mission Karma Yogi via the iGot platform emphasizes moving from a traditional rule-based approach to a role-based competency framework to modernize public administration. Okay, so for civil service aspirant, even yesterday there was a lot of questions which was asked in the NPSC Mains 2027 paper 2 GS paper 2 descriptive. Civil service questions was asked in 2 instances. All right. So Mission Karma Yogi, it is very important for you to know. All right. Okay, so regarding the ADC 150 system tested by DRDO and the Indian Navy, consider the following statement. Okay, so the correct answer is option B, 1 and 2. Okay, so it is an indigenous air droppable container with 150 kg payload capacity, and it was flight tested from a P-A from a P-81 aircraft. Which of the Indian port has become the first to launch a digital twin initiative for port management? The correct answer is option C, VO Chindambaranar port in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so the port authority launched the digital twin initiative using IoT, Internet of Things, LiDAR, and AI to mirror real-time conditions for vessel movement, berth occupancy, and predictive maintenance. 44, with reference to the Jal Jeevan mission, consider the following statement. Very important for you, all right? The correct answer is option B. The mission has been extended till 2028, and the Sujalam Bharat is a digital framework that assigns a unique ID to each village. Okay. So currently about 81.6%, which means 15.80 crore. All right, 15.80 CR out of 19.36 CR household have connections. So this is important. I'm repeating it again. 15.80 CR crore out of 19.36 crore household. Okay, household have water connections, all right, which stands at 81.6%. So the goal is to reach 100% by 2028. All right, so this is very important. The International Malaria Conference 2026 was established in Delhi. In this context, what is India's target year for the full elimination of malaria? The option is 2030. India aims actually to achieve zero indigenous malaria cases by 2027 and full elimination of the disease by 2030. All right. So the theme of the conference was discovery, development, and delivery triple D. Okay, D3. All right, triple D. Uh, See, achieve zero indigenous malaria cases by 2027. So is both of the answers are here, B and C. Okay, so be careful this one, because here in this context, India's target year for full elimination of malaria is actually 2030, but also for zero indigenous malaria case. Okay, That is in the year 2027. So both the years, be careful and read the question properly. Consider the following statement regarding the 6G technology initiative in India. Okay, so the correct answer is option A, 1 and 2. The government has approved 104 research and development projects under the Telecom Technology Development Fund. And as of early 2026, India has already installed over 5 lakh 5G based transceiver stations, BTS. All right, and this is not BTS, it's not the Korean wala. This is the base transceiver stations. Which Indian state run Navratna company became the first India to produce 50 million metric tons, okay, 1 million tons of iron ore in a single financial year 2026 was recently in news. Option B, okay, NMDC Limited achieved the landmark of 50 MT iron ore production for 2025-26. It is a Navratna CPSE under the Ministry of Steel, okay, Ministry of Steel established in 1958. With reference to the 24 speed post service launched by the Department of Post, consider the following statements. The correct answer is option B. 1 and 3 is correct. It guarantees the next delivery for urgent consignment and it includes a money back guarantees for delay. So initially, it is available in 6 metro cities, all right? Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Bengaluru, and Hyderabad. The Purple Fest recently hosted at Rashtrapati Bhavan is primarily associated with option C is the correct answer. Uh, Purple Fest is a special event organized by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment to celebrate the talent and aspirations of the Vigyan and raise awareness about different abilities. All right. So, the Vigyan means persons with disabilities. All right. So, before during the UPA government, they used the word persons with disabilities. We call it, in other words, PWDs, right? PWDs. Now, after the Modi government came, they changed the nomenclature from PWDs to Digvigyan. All right, they have also have an application, okay, app, Digvigyan app, where they get to access all kinds of information like their pensions or any sort of benefits they are entitled. Okay, so they also have an application or apps. Okay. Consider the following statement regarding the recently regulatory reforms approved by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for food business. Option D is the correct answer. 1, 2, and 3. Licenses and registrations will now remain valid permanently instead of requiring periodic renewal. The threshold for basic registration has been increased from 12 lakh to 1.5 crore annual turnover. Street vendors registered under the Act of 2014 will be automatically treated as registered with FSSI. What is FSSI? It is to do with food safety, all right? Food Safety, Security and Authority of India. The Asia-Africa Agri Alliance, a quadruple, recently launched to accelerate agriculture trade, has been established as a Section 8 not-for-profit organization under the Companies Act 2030. All right. So it was launched by diplomats and agribusiness leaders from over 10 nations and registered as a Section 8 NPO. What is NPO? Not-for-profit organization. All right. In India to facilitate trade, technology transfer, and investment between the two continents. All right. Okay. With reference to India's first report, national report, NRI on the Nagoya Protocol, consider the following. Okay, so the correct answer is option A, 1 and 2. India has published over 60% of world's total internationally recognized certificate of compliance (IRCCs). The ABS Access and Benefit Sharing Framework is supported by the Biological Diversity Act 2002. Okay. The Jal Arpan process mentioned in the context of Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0 refers to, option B is the correct answer, the formal handing over the completed piped water schemes to gram panchayats and the community. Okay, so it is the a formal process of transferring the management and ownership of completed water schemes to the local community and gram panchayats. When it comes to local community and gram panchayat, we often know this organization as Watsan, right? Watsan, Water and Sanitation Committee, okay, of Nagaland. Annapurna Devi recently commemorated the with a special cover by India Post, was a renowned exponent of which musical instrument? Very important, all right? Uh, it is option C, Surbahar. All right. So Annapurna Devi was a legendary Indian Surbahar player of the Maihar Gharana. So she was the daughter of Baba Alauddin Khan and the sister of Ustad Ali Akbar Khan. All right. So Ustad Ali Akbar Khan is a very popular sitar. Okay. Ustad Ali Akbar Khan. All right. She is a very popular and renowned a player of sitar. All right, so this is also important. Which of the following institutions in is the nodal institution for Indian side for the northeastern Japan collaboration? Northeastern East region Japan collaboration signed at IIT Guwahati. Okay, it is option A, IIT Guwahati. It's here in the answer. It's given here in the question only. All right. So under the letter of intent, LOI. Okay, letter of intent is usually used in the bank transaction. All right, but it is now being expanded. Okay, the nomenclature is gradually expanding to the bilateral trades. Okay, so letter of intent signed during Jan TCS 2026, IIT Guwahati is the nodal institution for India, while Gifu University is the coordinating institution for Japan. All right, coordinating institution in Japan is the Gifu University. All right, so remember these two, Gifu University and IIT Guwahati letter of intent. All right, this is important. Okay. Um, the Blue Voice mobile application launched by Pondicherry University is designed for, option B is the correct answer, enhancing safety and disaster preparedness for coastal fishing communities. So you see, when it comes to blue, okay, the word blue, it means most of the time, it is to do with water. All right, it is to do with water. What is blue revolution? Right, we have blue revolution, we have blue voice. So you see, now when it comes to blue, all right, consider just remember that it has to do with coastal water or anything. Okay, consider the following pair of the projects and their location. The correct answer is option D. All 1, 2, and 3 are correct. Integrated Eco Park, Anantnag in Jammu and Kashmir, Autonomous Maritime Shipbuilding Center, Nellore in Andhra Pradesh, IT sector, Special Economic Zone, Thathanchavadi, Puducherry. All right, all three are correct. The Strait of Hormuz recently in used by Indian vessels like Jacques Lagdi and Shivalik connects with which of the two bodies? All right. So what is a strait? Okay, what is a strait? This is a geographic terminology. So there are geographic terminologies like what is a strait, what is a delta, okay, and what is strait, delta, peninsula. Okay, so as aspirant, okay, as an aspirant, you need to know everything about the economic terminologies. What is a strait? Because strait, delta, peninsula, isthmus, okay, isthmus can be confusing as a, all right, because strait is a land connecting two seas. Knowledge delta to it's like a prominent headland projecting into the sea. Peninsula to a landscape surrounded by seas on all three sides. Na isthmus, it's a neck of land connecting two lands and two seas. Iniga bishese so confused kaijai. Okay, which is why Ituhan all of Janikini Takibi, what is a strait, what is a delta, what is a peninsula, what is isthmus, something like that. All right. So this Strait of Hormuz connects which two water bodies? All right. Is it Red Sea and Gulf of Aden? Is it Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman? Is it Persian Gulf and Red Sea? Is it Mediterranean Sea and Black Sea? The correct answer is option B, Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman. Okay, itu important as with reference to the maternity benefit norms in India, would have considered the following statements. So the correct answer is option A. The Supreme Court recently struck down the age limit of the 3 months for an adopted child to qualify the mother for maternity leave. The Court on Social Security 2020 has officially replaced the Maternity Benefit Act of 1961. The Prabanam Temple complex recently in the news for restoration cooperation between India and Indonesia is primarily dedicated to option B is the correct answer, Hindu Trinity, Trimurti. All right. So Prabanam is a 9th century Hindu temple compound dedicated to the Trimurti. What is Trimurti? All right. Trimurti, they are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Okay, and it is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it also showcases Pallava. Okay, very important Pallava architectural style influence. Okay, all right. Consider the following statement regarding the Kalinjar Fort region in Uttar Pradesh. Correct answer is option A. It has been declared as National Geoheritage Site by Geological Survey of India (GSI). The site features the Euphortian unconformity representing a significant gap in Earth's geological history. The Farse Fursat One Route One Fare scheme launched by the Ministry of Civil Aviation aims to option B is the correct answer. All right, implementing a fixed airfare regardless of the booking date on selected region routes. All right. So the scheme provides a fixed airfare across 6 selected routes like Delhi, Rewa, Raipur, regardless of when the ticket is booked, providing pricing certainty to passengers. So it is operated by Alliance Air. All right. Option B is the correct answer. This is important. Okay. First step, first up, one route, one fare, implement a fixed airfare regardless of the booking date on selected regional routes. Okay. With reference to the National Biodiversity Authority (NBA), consider the following statement. Option D is the correct answer. All of it are correct. Okay. It has constituted an expert committee to address the risk posed by invasive alien species. The NBA is a statutory body established under the Biological Diversity Act 2002, and the committee is tasked with preparing a consolidated national list of invasive species. Which of the following best describe the Universal Postal Union (IPU) post transfer system recently adopted by India and Bhutan? All right. So the correct answer is option C. Okay. A cross-border remittance initiatives linking UPI. What is UPI? Unified Payment. Uh, Unified Payment Interface with postal network. Consider the following pairs. Okay, let me explain. India and Bhutan announced recently a new cross-border remittance initiatives that links India's UPI with Bhutan's postal network using the UPU post transfer system. Okay, consider the following pairs regarding the newly constituted National Dental Commission and its board. So the correct answer is option D. All are correct. 1, 2, and 3. Undergraduate and postgraduate in uh, Dental Education Board oversees dental education. Dental Assessment and Rating Board regulates accreditation and institutional assessment. Ethics and Dental Registration Board governs professional conduct. The Environmental Audit Rules (EAR) 2025 designate which of the following as organization as the Environment Audit Designated Agency (EADA). The correct answer is option B. National Productivity Council, NPC. All right, it is an autonomous organization under the DPIIT and has been assigned as the EADA to manage environmental audits and certify auditors under the EAR rules of 2025 Environment Audit Rules. With reference to Operation Urja Suraksha launched by the Indian Navy, consider the following statement. Very important. Option D is the correct answer. 1, 2, and 3. All right. It aims to protect India-bound energy shipments in the Strait of Hormuz. We have recently discussed what is a strait, okay, how it connects which to particular area. It was launched in response to the rising tension in West Asia, and the operation specifically monitors high priority ships carrying LPG, and crude oil. All right, liquefied natural gas, liquefied petroleum gas. All right. What is the floating leader bow recently tested by the National Institute of Ocean Technology (NIOT)? Answer is option B, an instrument used to measure wind speed and direction profiles over the sea using laser pulses. So what is LIDAR? It means light detection and ranging. Okay, light detection and ranging. Regarding the restructured Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0, which of the following statements are correct? The mission option A is the correct answer. Mission has been extended. We have already discussed till 2028, and each village will be assigned Surjal Gaon ID under the Sujalam Bharat framework. Right. The 5F vision. So what is 5F? Farm to fiber, fiber to factory, factory to fashion, fashion to foreign. Recently highlighted by the Union Textiles Minister, is associated with which? Yeah. Okay. With which of the following global events? 17. Option D is the correct answer. Okay. Bharat Electricity Summit. So, yeah, the Bharat Text 2026 is India's flagship digital global textile event. The 5F vision was launched by the Prime Minister to create an integrated textile value chain in India, moving from raw material farm to international markets foreign under the Make in India initiative. Which of the following has been designated as the Environment Audited Designated Agency EAD under the new environment rules of 2025? We have already studied option A, National Productivity Council. All right. We have discussed Urja Suraksha. It is for protect India-bound energy shipments in the Strait of Hormuz. Regarding the reforms in the food safety sector approved in 2026, which of the following is a major change? All right. Now the correct answer is option A. Registration and licenses will now remain valid permanently. Which of the following, with reference to India's first dark sky park, consider the following statements. Option D is the correct answer. All correct. Pench Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh is India's first additional dark sky park. International Dark Sky Places Program is the awarding body for this designation, and recently Tamil Nadu inaugurated its first dark sky park at the Koli Hills. Okay. All right. Trilochan Pokhrel, recently in the news, was a freedom fighter associated with which of the following states? Option A is the correct answer, Sikkim. All right. So, Trilochan Pokhrel, also known as Gandhi Pokhrel. Okay, you remember, Gurvi? It is also known as the Gandhi Pokhrel. All right, was the first independence activist from Sikkim. So the Sikkim government has decided to rename the Pakyong Airport after him. All right, Pakyong Airport. Pakyong Airport after him. All right. Consider the following pairs of rivers and their descriptions. Ichamati, Ichamati Okay, so both answers are correct. Ichamati, a transboundary river serving as a border area between India and Bangladesh, and Jalangi, a distributary of the Ganga that merged with the Bhagirathi Hooghly. The Saheli Pink smart card launched in India is primarily aimed at option B is the correct answer, offering free travel for women and transgender individuals in public transport. All right. So the Saheli Pink smart card is a mobility card aligned with the One Nation, One Card. Okay, One Nation, One Card vision, providing free, unlimited travel on DTC buses, metro, and RRTS for women residents and transgender individuals. Okay, with reference to Delhi Lakpati Bidya Yojana, which statement is correct? Option B is the correct answer. It is a digital replacement for the Latli scheme aiming for a corpus of over rupees 1 lakh by age 21. So the scheme is an incentive-based replacement for Latli scheme where 61,000 is deposited in phases, growing to over 1 lakh by age 21 contingent upon graduation or vocational training. Which city recently broke a world record by planting over 2.5 lakh saplings in 1 hour? All right, the answer is option B, Varanasi. Okay, so technically they have planted 2 lakh 51,446 saplings in 1 hour in the Sujabat Domari area. Okay, Sujabat Domari area, breaking a previous record held by China. The GI Tech Kirby Along Ginger recently exported to London belongs to which state? Very easy, Assam, right? The Saksham Skills Survey aimed at creating a decentralized AI-based workforce intelligence model was launched in option C is the correct answer, Mumbai. All right. So Mumbai's suburban district launched this AI-based door-to-door survey to study the skills of youth aged 18 to 40 to improve employability. So when you're writing about demographic dividend, when you're writing about skill or everything, you can use this information, Saksham Skill Survey. All right. Which of the following is the primary objective of Her Start program? Option B is the correct answer. To support women-led startups through incubation and mentorship. The G-Spider robot, recently commissioned in Kerala, is designed for, option B is the correct answer, automated cleaning of canals in high-risk areas. So it was developed by Gen Robotic Innovations. G-Spider is an AI-powered robot used by the Thiruvananthapuram Municipal Corporations for human-free canal cleaning. Right, so it is a very good initiatives. Nagaland town councils, municipal corporations can adopt this spider robot to avoid scavenging. Okay, the chief minister Tishi Vistara scheme focused on post-harvest activities was announced in which year? All right, was announced in which state? By which state? Option B is the correct answer, Karnataka. All right. So Karnataka announced rupees 100 crore scheme to boost farmers' income by strengthening market linkage and post-harvest infrastructure. Consider the following statement regarding Project Ganga in Uttar Pradesh. All right. Option C is the correct answer, both 1 and 2. Okay. It aims to expand high speed. It aims to expand high speed broadband in rural areas in semi urban regions. It also involves creating a network of digital service providers at the Nyaya Panchayat level. Which Union Territory recently achieved 99.93% literacy rate, surpassing the last program benchmark? Option C is the correct answer, Chandigarh. All right. Chandigarh has been declared a fully literate union territory after achieving 99.93% literacy rate through the Nav Bharat Sakshatra Karyakram. The Chapchurkut festival is the most famous spring important festival of which community? Option B is the correct answer. The Mizos of Mizoram. All right. So it is celebrated in the month of March after the completion of Jhum cultivation. With reference to the Gautam Yojana of Chhattisgarh, consider the following. Option D is the correct answer. It aims to provide shelter for destitute and confiscated cattle. It provides a tiered daily subsidy per animal that increases annually, and it also includes the provision of animal ambulances and cow catcher vehicles. With reference to the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and its recent engagement with Ukraine, consider the following statement. Option A is the correct answer. IMF has approved 8.1 billion extended fund facility for Ukraine to support economic stability. This loan is part of a larger international support package totaling over 130 billion. The Milk Mansfield Center, recently in the news for unveiling of Mahatma Gandhi bust, is located in which U.S. state? Correct answer is option C, Montana. All right, Montana. Consider the following statement regarding the elimination of leprosy. It is also known as Hansen disease. Okay, so the correct answer is option B, 2 and 3. Elimination as a public health problem is defined as a prevalence of less than 1 per 10,000 population, and leprosy is a chronic infectious disease caused by the bacterium known as Mycobacterium leprae. This is important. In the context of the Mobile World Congress 2026, consider the following statement. All right, all three are correct. DIM, it is the DIM is the IQ era. The organizer GSMA and the Lifetime Achievement Award recipient was Sunil Bharti Mittal. All right, so see, he's the honored chairperson of the Airtel. Right, he's the honored chairperson of Airtel. So Sunil Bharti Mittal became the first receiver of GSMA Lifetime Achievement Award. All right, so this one you need to remember. Okay, he became the first receiver of Lifetime Achievement GSMA Award. Okay. Romania recently became the 118th member to ratify the framework agreement of which international alliance? 93. Option A is the correct answer. All right. So before we have discussed, right? Before we have discussed that Canada has also recently joined. Now the total number of international solar alliance has reached 118. Okay. So where is the International Solar Alliance headquarters located? It is located in Gurugram. Okay, Gurugram. It's a conurbation town of Delhi only, but Gurugram falls under Haryana. Okay. Regarding the Financial Action Task Force Grey List updates in 2026, which of the following countries were newly added? Option A is the correct answer. 1 and 2, Kuwait and Papua New Guinea. So they were newly added to the grey list jurisdiction under increased monitoring. Iran and Myanmar remain on the black list. Okay, so the blacklist is the blacklist. The blacklist is the high risk jurisdiction above grey list. Okay, so Iran and Myanmar remain still on the blacklist. The military exercise called Response 2026, recently conducted in the Arctic region, was organized by which of the country under the NATO framework? Option D. All right, it is Norway. With reference to international organizations, consider the following statement. Okay, consider the following statement. Argentina formally withdrew from the World Health Organization in March 2026. Yes, it is correct. The Vienna Convention on the law of treaties permits exit from such organization after 1 year notice period. Okay, this is also correct. All right. So option B is the correct answer. With reference to Global Mind Health 2025 report, consider the following statements. India young adults, India young adults achieved a higher mind health quotient score than the global average. All right, it is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. India has scored less than global average. Okay, for your information, the global average is 66, whereas India's young adult average is stands at 33. All right, so it is way below half mark the global average, and the core Anglosphere countries generally rank on the in the bottom quartile for youth mental health. And Finland, despite topping the World Happiness Index, does not hold the top spot in the mind health quotient for any age group. Okay, so the correct answer is option B, 2 and 3. The ensuring and strengthening access to justice for all women and girls report by the UN highlighted which of the following significant barriers? Option A is the correct answer. Nearly 90% of organizations ending violence against women report a reduction in essential services. In over 50% of surveyed nations, rape is still not defined as the on the basis of consent. Regarding the India's Seventh National Report NR7 to the Convention on Biological Diversity, CACBD, consider the following. 99B is the correct answer. 2 and 3. India is currently on track to achieve all 2023 National Biodiversity Act targets by 2030. This is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. Because as per the report, okay, national report, India is on track to achieve only two, okay, only two national biodiversity targets instead of 23. All right. So remember this one. The report is the first full progress assessment since the adoption of the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. India's forest and tree cover accounts for approximately 25% of its geographical area. All right. So, according to the National Forest Policy of 1950, I'm not sure. Okay, I think it is 1950. Okay, our forest cover percentage of our total geographical area should be 33%. All right. So the government is trying to achieve this forest policy of achieving 33% forest cover of our total geographical area. All right. So 10 years back during 2011, the forest cover was only 23%. However, India is able to at least increase 2 percentage point of the forest cover, and we are on track to achieve this 33%. Okay. All right. Based on the Harun Global Rich List 2023, which sector produced the highest number of new billionaires in India? Okay, so the correct option is option C, healthcare. Okay, so the health sector produced the largest number of new billionaires at 53, followed by industrial products at 36 and consumer goods at 31. All right, although the energy sector commanded the largest wealth concentration, it had fewer entrants. Consider the following statement regarding the World Obesity Atlas 2026. Option A is the correct answer. Only 3 is correct. Okay, here BMI is calculated by dividing weight in kilograms by the square of height in meters. Height in, yeah, height in meters. So statement 1 is incorrect because China has the highest number, 62 million. Okay, 62 million of absolute number of overweight or obese children globally, whereas India stands at second rank with 41 million obese children. Okay, and the world most probably they are going to miss this target in 2030, which is why only option 3 is correct. The interoperable criminal system justice system ICJS 2.0 dashboard ranked which state first in national implementation. Option B is the correct answer. Uttarakhand, right? Uttarakhand secured the first position with a score of 93.46, followed by Haryana at 93.41 and Assam at 93.16. So Uttarakhand 93.46 stands at the highest among the states. According to with reference to the CIPRI report, trends in international arms transfer report, consider the following statement. Okay, statements important. Let's see. India was the world's largest arms importer during the period 2021-25. No, okay. India was once, but it is not anymore. Ukraine has become the largest importer, all right, which stands at 9.7%, all right, while India stands second at 8.2%, all right. So now Ukraine has replaced India in the world's largest arms importer in terms of percentage. The United States remains the world's largest arm exporter, right? This statement is correct. Russia's share of global arms export has significantly increased compared to the 2026-2020, and this is also incorrect, okay, because Russia's share in arm export globally has declined sharply from 21% to, all right, to only 6.8% now, all right. This is largely attributed to India's foreign acquisition policy of in India's defense acquisition policy, where it is trying to diversify its import in defense acquisition. Hence, it is importing defense equipment from Israel, from United States of India, from France. All right, recent Rafale deal are a few examples. All right, so India is trying to diversify its arm acquisition from foreign countries, which is why Russia, all right, Russia, which is one of the largest exporter of arms to India, um, India, it has decreased its arm exports share from 21% to just 6.8%. So the only correct option is the United States, okay, which remains the world's largest arms exporter. The report Mapping of Textile Waste Value Chain in India highlights that option post-consumer disposal consumes for more than half of India's annual tax waste. Correct. Nearly 100% of waste in the spinning sector is reintegrated into production, and the Panipat has emerged as a global hub for processing textile waste. Option D is correct answer. Okay. According to the second advanced estimate for 2025-2026, which of the following crops are estimated to achieve record production? Wheat, yes. Kharif rice, yes. Sugarcane, yes. Rapeseed and mustard, yes. So all the four options are correct. All right. With reference to the Fiscal Health Index 2026 by Niti Aayog, which state retained the top position among major states? It is Odisha. All right. Odisha retained. Okay, it's top. Even last year, Odisha was the top, and even this year, it has retained its top position with a score of 73.1. Goa ranked second at 54. Okay, 54. So there's a huge difference between the first and the second place. The World Air Quality Report 2025 by IQAR identifies which of the city as the most polluted city in the world, right? Option C is the correct answer. Loni in India. All right. So Loni is in Ghaziabad. Ghaziabad was the world's most polluted city in 2025. Okay, at 112.5 UGNM3, which is a unit of measurement of air pollution. Okay, UGM3. All right, followed by Hotan. Okay, in China, it is 109.6 unit measurement. Delhi was the most polluted capital but ranked fourth among all the cities. So here you need to remember, all right, don't get confused with the word capital or the city. If it comes to capital, Delhi is the most polluted. However, if it comes to the city overall, it is Loni in India, situated in Ghaziabad in Uttar Pradesh. Regarding the QS World University Ranking by Subject 2026, consider the following statements. India is the fourth largest higher education system in the rankings by entry count. Yes, correct. For the first time, two institutes, IIT Bombay and IIT Delhi, entered the global top 50 for computer science. Yes, correct. The Oxford University leads the global rankings in the engineering and technology category. So it's not Oxford University, okay? It is MIT, right? It is MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, leads the engineering and technical category, while Oxford leads in arts and humanities. All right. So this is the trend. Okay, not only this year, but all most of the time, 99.9% of the time, Oxford University leads in arts and humanities, whereas when it comes to the education of engineering and technology, it is most of the time Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, located in United States of America. All right. So option one, all right, option one and two are correct, which is option A. The Global Terrorism Index GTI 2026, which country was ranked at the top for the first time? Option B, Pakistan. So Pakistan was ranked number one on the GTI for the first time following 6 consecutive years of rising terrorism deaths. Afghanistan, previously top, is now at the bottom of the happiness list, but Pakistan leads the terrorism index here. Regarding the nationwide HPV vaccination campaign launched in 2026, consider the following statements. The campaign targets girls in the age group of 19 to 14 years across mm, yeah 9 to 14 years across all states. All right. So this is incorrect because mm, it targets 14 a girl age 14 years completed. Okay, age girls 14 years completed, but not yet 15. All right. So the age is not between 9 to 14, but it is 14 years completed, but not yet 15. All right. The vaccine administered is a single shot quadrivalent vaccine providing protection against 4 HPV types. So this is correct. So what are the 4 HPV types here? 6, 11, 16, and 18 HPV types. All right. And the vaccination sessions are conducted only at government health facilities. So option B is the correct answer. Option 2 and 3. The eligible manufacturer importers EMI, all right, facility introduced by CBIC primarily aims to allow deferred payment of customs duty on a monthly basis to manage cash flows. So this is regulated under deferred payment of import duty rules. Okay, deferred payment of import duty rules. Okay, DPIDR, deferred payments of import duty rules 2016. Okay, you remember the year 2016. Okay, all right. Consider the following pairs regarding the new Seed Act 2026 and Pesticide Act. Okay, so unique QR codes to track seed production and seed supply. This is correct. Pesticide Act 2026 replaced the Environment Protection Act 2000, 1986. All right. So this is incorrect. Okay, because the Pesticide Act did not replace the Environment Protection of 1986, but it has replaced, okay, insecticide Insecticides Act of 1968. All right. So keep in mind this one. Mm, it has not replaced the Environment Protection Act of 1986, but it has replaced the Insecticides Act of 1968. All right. So penalty for fake seats up to 30 lakh and possible punishment. This is also correct. So option A, option B, 1 and 3 are correct. Okay. All right. With reference to the Employees Provident Fund EPF 2025-26, which of the following is correct? The annu the annual rates of interest recommended for financial year is 8.15. This is incorrect. Okay, actually it is not 8.15 but 8.25. All right. An account is treated as inoperative if no contribution is received for 2 years after retirement. All right. So this is also incorrect because it is not 2 years but 3 years. All right. And the pilot project for auto settlement of claims was approved for inoperative accounts with balance 1,000 rupees. 1,000. This is correct. All right. Yeah. The Bharti Chatbot integrated the Bashini platform on the Indian culture portal 2.0, which supports many Indian languages. Supports how many Indian languages it is? It supports 22 languages. Okay. So these 22 languages is provided in the age schedule, right? Age schedule. So you need to know what are those 22 languages. All right. What is the primary objective of Swayat initiative under the government e-marketplace GEM? The correct answer is option B, to promote inclusive public procurement for startups, women, and youth. All right. So Swayat means startup. Okay, startup, women, and youth advantage through e-transactions. All right. Startups, women, and youth advantage through e-transactions. Swayat. All right. It aims to democratize government procurement by bringing these segments into GEM ecosystem. According to the green ammonia standard notified by the MNRE, the total non-biogenic greenhouse gas must not exceed option A, 0.38 kg carbon dioxide, EQ kg NH3. The Shine app recently launched by the Indian Railway is specifically designed for reporting sexual harassment incidents at workplace by women employees. Recently, Indian government Ministry of Social Welfare has also launched the She Box. Okay, it's like this, capital and She Box. Okay, She Box is a portal where they deal with incidents like sexual harassment at workplace. All right, so primarily to protect women at workplace. Okay, so this is important. So what is mean by shine? All right, what is mean by shine? Shine means sexual harassment incident notification for empowerment. All right, so you can use this one when you're writing for women empowerment and all sorts of questions. With reference to the NETRA, okay, with reference to the NETRA platform launched by the National Dam Safety Authority, consider the following statements. Consider the following statements. It is an AI-enabled platform developed in collaboration with WESE, correct? It is integrated with the Dharma repository, which covers over 6,600 specified dams. And it served as a visual tool for dam break analysis result. This is not correct. Okay. Regarding the FASTag annual pass for financial year 2026-27, which of the following is true? Option C is the correct answer. The annual fee for non-commercial vehicle has been increased to rupees 3,000 rupees 3,075. The Satya app is a joint initiative of the Ministry of Education and which institution? RIT Kanpur. Option C is the correct answer. So what is SATE? SATE means self-assessment test and help for entrance exams, was developed in collaboration with RIT Kanpur to help students prepare for exams like JEE, okay, JEE, NEET and U. What is the primary focus of the Bhavya scheme encored by NICDC? Developing 100 plug and play industrial parks across India. So, what is Bhavya? Bhavya stands for Bharat Audyogik Vikas Yojana. All right, Bharat Audyogik Vikas Yojana. Okay, focuses on creating 100 plug and play industrial parks with an allocation of rupees 3,660 crore. Okay. Under the expanded ALMM order from June 1, 2028, all solar projects must use ALMM listed. Wafers. Okay, wafers. The MNRE expanded the approved list of models and manufacturers to include ingots and wafers effective June 2008. So the correct answer is option B, wafers. The Gyan Bharatam initiative is associated with which of the following? It is associated with mapping and preserving India's manuscript heritage. All right. So Gyan Bharatam is a Ministry of Culture initiative aimed at unearthing, safeguarding, and preserving India's vast manuscript heritage. Over 1 crore manuscript. Okay, over 1 crore manuscripts. Consider the following regarding the relief initiative. It supports exporters facing disruptions in the West Asia Gulf region, correct? The nodal implementing agency in the is the Export Credit Guarantee Corporation of India, CGC, correct? It provides relief for MSMEs through partial reimbursement of foreign costs. All right, so all these are correct options. Okay. The Small Hydropower SHP Development Scheme 2026-31 defines small hydro projects as those with capacities between, option B is the correct answer, 1 megawatt to 25 megawatt. So mostly it is targeted at the hilly areas, okay, hilly areas or hilly terrain. The Card Sati chatbot launched in 2026 is an assistant for taxpayers seeking information on the income tax 2025. All right. So Kar Sati was launched as part of the Prabham campaign. All right. Praram, sorry, Praram, okay, campaign to assist taxpayers with queries related to the new income tax act of, okay, new income IT Act, okay, Income Tax Act of 2025. All right. So here, income tax or IT means sometimes Information Technology Act in Yabi Ahijai. So be careful with this one as well. Income, I'm just writing in a small form. Regarding the Reform Express initiative of the Indian Railways, which state is not mentioned as a major salt producing state in India? All right, it is option D, Odisha. Okay, the text specifies the three major producing states as Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, and Rajasthan. You know, this year's central budget, okay, is also known as Reform Express. All right, this question may also be asked when Nirmala Sitharaman, the the finance minister of India, produced her budget speech in the parliament. He called this year's budget as Reform Express. The PRISM SG portal is an integrated platform for the inspection and management of steel girders used in road over bridge ROBs. All right. So PRISM SG stands for portal for railroad inspection and stages management, steel girders aimed at digitizing ROP construction approval. So what is ROP? ROB, road over bridges. All right. So during the highway development, okay, we call it ROW. What is ROW? Right of way. Okay, right of way, right of way. So when it comes to bridge, we call it right over road over bridges. All right. So these are important highway development terminologies. Okay. So remember these things. According to the updated NDC 2031-2035, India aims to reduce the emission intensity of its GDP by how much? By 2035, it is 47%. All right. So it pledged to reduce emissions intensity by 47% by 2035 compared to, all right, you remember this one, compared to 2005 levels. So regarding the semiconductor assembly, test and packaging at ATMP facility in Sanat, Gujarat, consider the following statement. It is the first proposal approved under the India Semiconductor Mission. Right, you get to know about semiconductor. Okay, it's important. In the age of AI, electric vehicles, semiconductor is going to be semiconductor is going to be the next oil. Okay, is going to be the next oil of um, country's development or global influence. All right. So this is important. So it is the first proposal approved under semiconductor mission. Yes, this is correct. The facility is being established by the US-based company NVIDIA. No, this is not correct. And the plant will primarily manufacture SSD storage devices and RAM products like DRAM and NAND. All right. So uh, okay, so it is not being established by the NVIDIA, but it is established by Micron. Okay, Micron technology. Okay, Micron technology. The central facility for recombinant cells and sensors was recently inaugurated in which of the following cities? In which of the following cities? Thiruvananthapuram. All right, option B is the correct answer. So it was inaugurated by Dr. Jitendra Singh at the BRIC Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology, all right, located in Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. With reference to the DRDO project sanctioned by the ATU Bharatiya University, what is the primary objective of the research? 132. Option C is the correct answer. Development of novel antidotes for toxic organophosphorus compounds. Consider the following statement regarding ISRO's CE-20 cryogenic engine. It powers upper cryogenic stage of the LVM-3 launch vehicle. Yes, correct. This recent sea level hot test was conducted at the ISRO propulsion complex in Mahendragiri. All right, this is correct. Testing at sea level is challenging due to the high ratio nozzle having an exit pressure of 50 millibars. All right, so um, this, yes, all three are correct. Okay, 1, 2, and 3, all three are correct. Option D is the correct answer. The Annam AI Center of Excellence, important, which recently initiated the deployment of 100 weather system stations, is associated with which institution? It is associated with IIT Ropar. All right. So IIT Ropar established the Annam AI Center of Excellence for Artificial Intelligence in Agriculture to support data-based farming, starting its development in Punjab. Elon Musk, TerraFab project involves the integration of which of the following entities? Tesla, yes. SpaceX, yes. XAI, yes. All right. So it brings together Tesla, SpaceX, and XAI to build advanced AI processors like the AI 5 and the space specific 3D and D3 chips. Okay, so here Starlink is not mentioned as a primary partner in the Terafab integration. All right, so this you keep in mind this one, because this is also important component company of Elon Musk, but it is not mentioned, so you keep in mind this one as well. All right. Okay, so in the context of Google's recent AI development, what is Nano Banana 2 important? All right, what is Nano Banana 2? It is a successor to a viral image generation model. All right, so Nano Banana 2 is the successor to the original Nano Banana model designed for faster image generation and editing using Google's Flash models. The Sangam Infrastructure Innovation Center, aimed at co-creating AI solutions with ecosystem partners, has been launched by IBM. Option C is the correct answer. All right. Regarding India's consumer price index, with the new base year of 2024, consider the following. The combined weight of food and beverage has increased to over 50%. All right. Uh, Actually, okay, this is wrong, because it has reduced, okay, declined actually to 36.75% from, okay, from 45.9%. All right, so this is not correct. New items like OOT subscriptions and digital shortage devices have been included. Yes, correct. Outdated items like VCRs and audio cassettes have been removed. All right, these are two are correct. So option B is the correct option. With reference to the periodic labor force survey data for February 2026, which of the following is true? Option B is the correct answer. The urban female unemployment rate saw a decline from 9.8% to 8.7%. So here, when you're writing about women empowerment, economic empowerment of women, okay, you can write. Okay, you can write how, according to the PLFS report, the urban female unemployment rate saw a decline from 9.8% to 8.7%. All right. Okay, so which Indian state is the exclusive producer of GI tech Nagauri Pan Methi? It was recently in news. It was Rajasthan. Okay, so Naguri Pan Methi is cultivated exclusively in the Nagaur district of Rajasthan and was recently registered as a community farmers variety. Nemotron Coalition, a group of global AI labs co-developing open foundation models, is an initiative led by NVIDIA. All right, NVIDIA. Every one of us know, right? Um, it is a U.S. chip giant. Okay, NVIDIA semiconductor chip giant brought together global labs, including India's Sarvam, under the Nemotron Coalition initiatives. Okay, consider the following statement regarding India's coconut production. Okay, all right. India is the world's largest producer of coconut. Yes, correct. India contributes to more than 50% of the global coconut production. So this is wrong, all right? We contribute only 30.37% of global coconut production. Coconut cultivation in India covers approximately 2,165.20 thousand acres. This is correct, okay? So 1 and 2 are correct. Option A is the correct. No, sorry. 1 and 3 are correct. 2 is wrong, okay? Option B is correct. All right, 1 and 3. With reference to the sovereign financial cloud service infrastructure, consider the following statements. Okay, so um, it is the world's first AI-powered cloud ecosystem dedicated to the financial sector. Correct. It was launched by the Central Bank of the UAE in partnership with Core 42. Both of the answers are correct. Option C is the correct answer. The National Climate Tech Innovation Challenge, recently seen in the news, is an initiative primarily anchored by which organization? Option B is correct, NABARD. All right. So NABARD, in collaboration with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Dalberg Advisors, launched this challenge. So it is anchored in DICRA. All right. DICRA stands for Data in Climate Resilient Agriculture, which is NABARD's dedicated climate data platform. Okay. Important as 145 question number. Consider the following pairs regarding brand strength and value as per the 2026 Banking 500 report. Strongest Indian bank, SBI, yes. Most valuable Indian banking brand, HDFC, yes. So both 1 and 2 are correct. Highest BSI score globally for an Indian bank is ICICI. All right, so this is wrong. Okay. Um, Yeah. All right. So one and two are correct. The correct option is option A. The somewhat platform and area orchestration layer aimed at strengthening the customer engagement in the insurance sector have been deployed by which insurance provider? Option C is the correct answer. SBI Life Insurance. All right. So SBI Life Insurance partnered with the AI startup Sarvam to deploy these tools. Somewhat manages conversational AI for customers, while Area acts as a multi-agent orchestration layer for backend enterprise data task. With reference to the blue bond issued by DFCC Bank, consider the following statement. It is Sri Lanka's first ever blue bond issuance. Yes, correct. It has been duly listed in the NSE National Stock Exchange at Gift City. All right, both and 1 and 2 are correct. Option C is the correct answer. Which Indian municipal body became the first in Maharashtra to list its green multiple municipal bond public issue on the National Stock Exchange? Nasik Municipal Corporation. All right, option B is the correct answer. So, Nasik Municipal Corporation, you remember this one, has made history on the first urban local body as the first urban local body in Maharashtra to list a green municipal bond on the NSE, aiming to fund environmentally sustainable local projects. The Sakhi initiative, launched by the Agricultural Insurance Company of India Limited, aligns with which of the national declaration? Option B is the correct answer. International Year of the Women Farmer 2026. You know, the UN, through the FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, all right, declared 2026 as the International Year of the Farmer Women. AIC's Krishi Sakhi initiative was introduced as specifically to support and empower women farmers in line with global theme. Which organization won the Initiative of the Year award from the central banking for its bank in domain rollout? Option B is the correct answer. Reserve Bank of India. All right, it has received this award. All right, um, for initiating bank in domain rollout. So this is to secure, also act as a verified web domain for Indian banks to mitigate the rising threat of phishing and we call it phishing or phishing. Okay, both depends on the pronunciation and cyber fraud. All right. So yeah, because of this one, it has won the award. With reference to goods and services tax GST collections in February 2026, consider the following statement. The gross GST collection stood at rupees 1.83 lakh crore, correct? And the gross GST revenue for financial year 2026 up to February 2028, February 28, exceeded the rupees 1 lakh crore. Okay, both 1 and 2 are correct. Option C is the correct answer. The Sporty program, offering extended loan tenures up to 25 years for women entrepreneurs, was launched by L&T Finance Limited. Option C is the correct answer. You remember the word sporty. All right. Recently, who was appointed as a whole-time member of the Security and Exchange Board of India, SEBI. It is Kompela Venkata Ramana Murthy. He is a 1991 IDAS batch. Okay. India's Defense Account Service officer. The partnership between Gen Nani AI and Razorpay is significant because it allows AI agent to complete payment transaction during live customer calls. Which regional rail bank was awarded the National Award for Outstanding Performance in SHG Bank Linkage 2024-2025? The correct answer is option C, Karnataka Gramina Bank. With reference to the Saraswati Saman, consider the following statement. It is an annual award presented for outstanding literary work in any of the 22 language you have studied before. It is under age schedule, right? Age schedule in the Indian Constitution, listed in the Schedule 8 written here of the Indian Constitution. This is correct. The award is instituted and funded by the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. No, okay. It is instituted by K.K. Birla Foundation. K.K. Birla Foundation, okay, in 1991, not the Ministry of Culture. So this is wrong. The 35th Saraswati Saman 2025 was awarded to Ram Kumar Makhodipya Daya for his Bengali novel Hara Parvati Katha. All right, so 1 and 3 are correct. Option C is correct answer. The Stockholm Water Prize 2026 was awarded to Professor Kave Madani. Okay, Madani, yes. His work is specifically recognized for which of the following concepts? Option B is the correct answer. The concept of water bankruptcy. Okay, water bankruptcy. Under his water bankruptcy, he views water crisis as chronic and systemic rather than temporary shortage. All right. Okay. Regarding the Sahitya Academy Award, or which of the following pairs are incorrectly matched? Incorrectly matched as today. So here, not correctly matched. You have to be very careful here. Uh, English Crimson Spring novel Navtej. Okay, Navtej Sana. This is correct. Okay, this is correct. Sanskrit Prasthana Katustaya Brahmagosa poetry Sadhu Bhadras. This is correct. Hindi Jete Le Allahabad Memor Mamta Kaila. This is correct. Tamil Tamis Sirukutian Tandagal short stories as a Tamil van. This is not correct. So option 4, no, option A or 4 is the correct answer. All right. Consider the following statement regarding the 98 Academies Award. Sinners received the highest number of nominations, 16 in Academy history. Correct. Autumn Durald Arcapo became the first woman of color to win the Oscar for Best Cinematography. Correct. And the film One Battle After Another won the inaugural award for achievement in casting. All right. All three are correct. Option D is the correct answer. 1, 2, and 3. The Mark Linton History Prize 2026 was awarded to William Darrell for his work, The Golden Road. What is the central thesis of his book as per the jury? Right? So option C is the correct answer. How ancient India acted as a major exporter of ideas, culture, and technology. Okay, so the Book of the Golden Road, How Ancient India Transformed the World, highlights India's pivotal role as a major exporter of ideas, culture, and technology across regions from the Red Sea to the Pacific for over a millennium. Which of the following sports persons were conferred with the Coronel C.K. Naidu Lifetime Achievement Award at the BCCI Namdal Award 2026? Option Rahul Dravid, yes. Roger Bini, yes. Mithal Raj, yes. Subham Gill, no. All right. So only option one, two, and three are correct, which means option B is the correct answer. The wise, this is important, okay, very, very important. You have to remember. What is wise? Women in innovation, science leadership, innovation, and entrepreneurship initiative discussed during the BRICS CCIWE Annual Women Summit 2026 was originally launched in which city? It was launched in London, all right? Oh, sorry. No, it's not London. It was launched in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. All right. So, WISE initiative was launched by BRICS CCIWE during the BRICS WA annual plenary meeting in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in July 2025. It aims to enable cross-border collaboration among ecosystem partners. With reference to the World Economic Forum, WEF considered the following statement. Bård Brande, a former Norwegian politician, serves as the current president of WEF. Yes, Managing Director Alois Swingy has been designated to serve as the interim president and CEOs following Brande's resignation. Yes, both 1 and 2 are correct, which means option C is the correct answer. Safine Hussein was recently featured in the Time Women of the Year 2026 list. In this context, consider the following statements regarding her contribution. She is the founder of non-profit organization Educate Girls. Yes, in 2025, her organization became the first Indian entity to receive the Ramon Magsaysay Award. Yes, her work primarily focuses on providing quality education to school dropouts, girls in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh. Yes, all option 1, 2, and 3 are correct. Option D is the correct answer. Under which article of the Indian Constitution does the President appoint the Chief Justice of a High Court, such as the recent appointment of Justice Sushrut Arvind Dharmakari to the Madras High Court? Right? 165, option C is the correct answer. Article 271, 217, clause 1 of the Indian Constitution. Even a judge of the High Court, including the Chief Justice, shall be appointed by the President by warrant under his hand and seal after consultation with the Chief Justice of India and the Governor of the state. Consider the following pairs of the recently appointed governors and lieutenant governors and their respective states' duties. R.N. Ravi, West Bengal. R.N. Ravi, West Bengal, yes. Taranjit Singh Sandhu, Delhi, yes. Vinay Kumar Saxena, Ladakh, yes. Rajendra Viswanath Aralakar, Tamil Nadu, yes. Okay, so all the four pairs are correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. In the context of international geopolitics, Mojtaba Khamenei was recently named as the successor to the supreme leader of which country? Very easy, right? Very easy. Yes, Iran. Who among the following was has become the first women chief superintendent to oversee the operations of a functional nuclear power plant under the Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited? RM Nachamai. Okay, option B is the correct answer. She, Nachamai created history by becoming the first woman to hold the position of chief superintendent in a functional nuclear power plant, NPCIL. So, mm, okay. Navoda Ojos del Salado recently in the news is characterized by which of the following? It is the highest volcanic peak in the world. Yes. It is the highest mountain in Chile. Yes. It was recently submitted by Indian Institute of Science Professor Arpita Patra. All are correct, which means option D is the correct answer. 1, 2, and 3. With reference to the global AI industry and wealth, consider the following statements regarding Surya Midha. He is the founder of the AI hiring startup Mercor. Yes, at age 22, he surpassed Mark Zuckerberg record to become one of the youngest self-made billionaire. Yes, Mercor focuses on training AI models for Silicon Valley labs. Right. So if you're watching, if you're scrolling Instagram, this kind of mm, uh, motivational page used to prop up. All right, so I'm sure you know him very well. All right, so all options are correct. Option D, 1, 2, and 3. Who among the following has achieved the highest record of being the fastest person to conquer the 7 volcanic summits in just 92 days? Just 92 days. It was Bhupati Raju Anmish Varma. All right. So he is from Vishakhapatnam and set a global benchmark by conquering the highest volcanic peaks across all 7 continents in 92 days, 4 hours, and 45 minutes, finishing the quest in Antarctica in January 1995. Consider the following statement regarding the political milestone achieved by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 1996. He has become the longest serving head of elected government elected government in India. Okay, this is correct. See, this is inclusive of his chief ministership and a prime ministership. Okay, so here highest elected government serving elected government too, because he has also served as the GCM and he is currently serving as the PM. All right, so remember this one. However, if it's only prime minister, then it is still the Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay. He surpassed the record previously held by Pawan Kumar Chamlin. Yes, all right. So he is from Sikkim. As you all know, he is the first Indian Prime Minister to be born after independence. All right. So he has already completed 8,931 days as head of government. This is inclusive of Gujarat Chief Minister and Prime Minister of India. All right. So Pawan Kumar Chamlin, he held this office for 8,930 days. All right. Okay, so he is the first prime minister born after 1947. Okay, all right. With reference to the appointment of the Director General of BBC, consider the following statement. Matt Brittin, a former Google executive, has been appointed as the new Director General. Yes, and he succeeded Tim Devier, who resigned in 2025. All right, so both 1 and 2 are correct. In Nepal 2026 general elections, which party secured a landslide victory, leading to Balendra Shah becoming the prime minister. Very important. Okay, so you need to know what is going on with our neighboring SAARC countries. SAARC is South Asian Regional Cooperation, SAARC Asian Association of Regional Cooperation. So whatever there is new appointment in Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Myanmar, Bhutan, all right, Sri Lanka, it is very important because all are part of SAARC countries. SAARC stands for South Asian Association of Regional Cooperation. All right. So the correct answer is option B, Rashtriya Swatantra Party, RSP. All right. So it was founded in 2022 and it won 182 seats in 275 member houses of representatives. Balendra Shah, popularly known as Balen, was elected as the leader of the RSP parliamentary party and was sworn in as the 47th Prime Minister of Nepal. Okay, 47th Prime Minister of Nepal. Sadhvi Nirajan Joyti has recently assumed charge as the chairperson of which constitutional statutory body, right? It is the National Commission for Backward Classes. Consider the following pairs of books and respective authors' launch details. Mahatma, a great communicator, written by Dheeraj Kakadia and released by Mansukh Mandaviya. Yes, correct. Karuna, the Power of Compassion, authored by Kailash Satyarthi and released in the presence of Chief Justice Kailash Satyarthi. He's a Nobel Prize winner. Okay, you need to remember that. In the presence of Chief Justice of India, both are correct. Okay, so C is the correct answer, option 1 and 2. Which cricket team won the first ever Ranji Trophy title in the 2025-2026? Option B is the correct answer, Jammu and Kashmir. So that's the Jammu and Kashmir clinched their maiden title by defeating Karnataka in the final held in Hubali. Okay, held in Hubali. Who was the leading wicket taker of the Ranji Trophy 2025-26 with 60 wickets? Akib Nabi. Okay, Akib Nabi. Option C is the correct answer. And he was also named player of the tournament for his performance. All right. In 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup, which team did India defeat in the final to win the third title? 100. Yeah, it is New Zealand. So these questions sometimes, see, as an aspirant, we tend to remember only the winners. All right. For example, T20 Men's World Cup winner is India, but sometimes we tend to neglect small things. Where this kind of question may also be asked in the exam: which team did India or a winner defeated? Okay, to become the winner. All right. Or New Zealand. This question is also important. Who was adjudged the player of the tournament of the 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup? It is Sanju Samson. All right, Sanju Samson. He won. Samson won the award for scoring 321 runs, including three half centuries throughout the tournament. All right, 321 runs. He's from Kerala. Who became the second youngest race winner in Formula One history of the 2026 Chinese Grand Prix? It is Andrea Kimi Enotelli. Oh yeah, option C is the correct answer. So he won this title at the age of 19, and he is a Mercedes driver. All right, Mercedes driver. So probable questions: at what age did Andrea Kimi won the Chinese Grand Prix? Okay, at the age of 19. He belongs to which company? He is a driver of Mercedes. All right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, he's the second youngest. All right. So the youngest is who? It is who is that? It's Max. Okay, Max Verstappen. All right. He won at the age of 19 in the year 2016. All right. So you remember this one. Which city will host the second leg of Asia Cup Archery 2027, marking a major international return for the sport to India, Delhi? All right. So this international archery competition is going to be held in India after a gap of 22 years. Right, after a gap of 22 years, athlete Anand Rana completed the full Ironman New Zealand triathlon. What are the distances involved in this specific event? One option B is the correct answer. 3.8 kilometers sprint, 180 kilometer cycle, and 42 kilometer run within the time limit. Who became the youngest cricketer, male or female, to score T20 international century at the age of 15? Option is option C, Feni Utagushimaminde. All right. So he belongs to Rwanda. He belongs to Rwanda, and he scored 111 against. Mhm. All right. So, yeah, Feni Utangushima he belongs to Rwanda country, and uh, he scored 111 against Ghana. Okay, against. These are important points to remember. All right. So he's just 15 age and 223 days. All right. What new digital viewing format has FIFA introduced for the 2026 World Cup in partnership with YouTube? Option B, streaming the first 10 minutes of matches live on YouTube. All right. So FIFA and YouTube has partnered to show the opening 10 minutes of the matches to draw viewers towards main rights holding platforms. And which city will host the Asian archery competition in championship competition in September 2026? So the correct answer is option C, Ahmedabad. Right, Ahmedabad. While Delhi and Kolkata host other archery events, Ahmedabad is specifically designated for the Asian Para Archery Championship in September 2026. Where is the first leg of Archery World Cup 2026 scheduled to take place? It is scheduled to take place in Puebla. Okay, Puebla in Mexico. All right, from 7 to April, 12 April in 2026. Shanghai and Antalya host the second and third legs respectively. Mayan Chakraborty, who became India's 94th Grandmaster, hails from which state? He hails from Assam. All right, so this is also important. All right, and uh, for your information, Mayank Chakraborty is also the first ever Grandmaster who hail from Northeast India. Okay, Northeast India. So this is also important. Which organization associated with the Tata Steel Adventure Foundation did athlete Anand Rana represent during his Ironman feat? Option C, Tata Steel Adventure Foundation. Who won the men's and women's title respectively for the Indian Open 2026 squash tournament? It is Abhay Singh and Anand Singh. Okay, Abhay Singh and Anand Singh. In the World Para Athletic Grand Prix 2026 Delhi leg, which country finished in the second place? All right, it is Russia. Option C is the correct answer. According to the new IOC policy, Indian Olympic Committee, International Olympic Committee for the 2028 Olympics, what test must female category athletes undergo? SRY, okay, sex determining region Y gene screening. So the IOC confirmed that athletes competing in the female category must undergo a one-off SRY screening to detect biological sex. Which city was awarded the South Asian Archery Championship 2026? Kolkata. All right, option C. Which initiative was launched by the Andhra Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan on World Wildlife Day 2026 to address human wildlife conflict? Option B is the correct answer. Mission Hanuman. All right. So Project Hanuman on March 3, 2026, World Wildlife Day, Project Hanuman was launched. So the acronym stands for Healing and Nurturing Units for Monitoring, Aid and Nursing of Wildlife, specifically designed to manage human wildlife conflicts in Andhra Pradesh. What is the theme 2026 for World Hearing Day and whom does it specifically highlight? So the correct option is option C. Okay, option C. From communities to classrooms, hearing care for all children. So World Hearing Day is observed annually on 3rd March. The Asmita Athlete League announced to celebrate the Women's International Day on 2026 features races in which three distance categories. Option B is the correct answer 100, 200, and 400 meter, on which day the Narcotics Central Bureau, Control Bureau observe its first raising first raising day. All right, it is 17th March 2026. The deemed food waste is associated with which international day observed on 30th March 2026? Um, Option B is the correct answer. International Day of Zero Waste. Okay. DIM. Okay, so the DIM of International Day of Zero Waste is food waste. National Vaccination Day is in India commemorates with which significant historical health milestone? The first it commemorates the first dose of oral polio vaccine in 1995. All right. So the National Vaccination Day, also known as the National Immunization Day, is observed on 16 March to commemorate the first dose of the oral polio vaccine that was administered in India in 1995. And 2026 theme, all right, of National Vaccination Day is immunization for all is humanly possible. According to 2026 calendar of important days, which of the following events is observed on the third Tuesday of March? It is World Social Work Day. Okay, so it is observed on the third Tuesday of March, which fell on 17th March in 2026. In contrast, the World Kidney Day is the second Thursday, and No Smoking Day is the second Wednesday of March. All right. So this is the 200 MCQ which the Toppers Academy have compiled for the month of April. All right. So you listen it and make the most out of it. Have a nice day. Bye bye.